Nah, my brother has finally bought the Realme 12 Pro Plus after watching your video.
Oh.
Now what?
Well, I'm actually creating a new list of best phones under 30,000.
I quit.
Alright, it's getting hot in here. So let's see what phones have gone out of the 30,000 list and what phones have come in. And this list is going to be in my order of preference. So the fifth phone, I'll talk about that first, but the first phone, I'll talk about that last. Alright, if you're here for the first time, I'm Arshad. You're watching Trakin Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. So the fifth phone in my list is the OnePlus 11R. Yes, the 11R has actually gone down to 30,000 rupees and it's available officially on Amazon as well. Now for that price, you get a lot of phone, especially with performance. You get Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, LPDDR5X RAM type and UFS 3.1 storage as well. It's a great performer, no doubt, but it's also got a lovely, beautiful curved display, 1.5K AMOLED panel with 120Hz refresh rate, 1450 nits of peak brightness. Plus the camera on the rear is that 890 IMX890 sensor, which is actually pretty good. With respect to camera performance, especially in this price range, the OnePlus 11R is actually not too bad. Plus you get a 5000 mAh battery with 100 watt charging speeds, and the battery life when we tested the phone out was actually pretty good. There are two concerns that I have about recommending the OnePlus 11R. The first thing is that it launched with Android 13, so only 2 years of updates will be left. The other thing is the OnePlus Nord 4 is right around the corner. Now the Nord 4 specs clearly indicate that it will be better than the OnePlus 11R, that's for sure. But I have a feeling that OnePlus will not launch the Nord 4 under 30,000 rupees because there's no reason for them to, as the OnePlus Nord 3 was launched at about 34,000 rupees, and which I think is also going to be the ballpark price range of the Nord 4, which means that we cannot include it in this list. Now while the 11R might not have too many updates left, there are a lot of updates happening on Trakin Tech English, and for all of the work that we put in, we'd love your support. So do hit the subscribe button for what you guys deem to be one of the most underrated channels on tech. Thank you so much for all that love. The OnePlus 11R is not the only Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 phone in this list. There's also the iQOO Neo 7 Pro, which also you can buy for under rupees 30,000. Now this phone has a flat 6.78-inch display. Again, fantastic peak brightness, excellent touch sampling rate, 120Hz refresh rate, all of that, very good stuff. Plus you get LPDDR5 RAM type, UFS 3.1 storage. Again, a very good performance-oriented phone, that's for sure. But more importantly, with the iQOO Neo 7 Pro, you also get decent camera performance because iQOO's algorithm is definitely better than OnePlus's, that's for sure. Plus you get a 5000 mAh battery, 120 watt fast charging support. All of that is sorted. The only issue is that FunTouch OS is not the most refined operating system experience. I actually prefer all of the other phones in this price range. The third phone in my list is, of course, the newly launched POCO F6. Now this phone is a performance monster. Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, LPDDR5X RAM type, UFS 4.0, ray tracing. For gamers, this phone is a no-brainer. Absolutely. The display is also fantastic, 1.5K extreme peak brightness, 120Hz AMOLED. It's very, very nice, and it's a flat display as well. You also get IP64 rating, 90 watt fast charging support with the charger inside the box, and connectivity is pretty sorted too. 15 5G band support, Wi-Fi 6, NFC, Bluetooth 5.4, everything's there. But there are some problems. Firstly, the battery life wasn't that great when we tested it out. And secondly, the camera performance is so-so. It could have been better. There are better camera phones in this price range. And finally, while you get HyperOS based on Android 14, which is fantastic animations, great features, all of that is great, but this phone is riddled with bloatware and dark patterns. Now, if you want the best performance, but if you're okay to make compromises in these areas, then the POCO F6 would be a great phone for you. Number 2 on this list is the Realme GT60. This is a comeback of the GT series, so it's obviously a great performer. It has a Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3 inside, and it's almost as powerful as the 8S Gen 3 inside the POCO F6. The only thing is the 7 Plus Gen 3 doesn't have ray tracing support, but you get LPDDR5X RAM type, you get UFS 4.0 storage, so performance-wise, it's only slightly, lower than the POCO F6. You also get IP65 rating, a 5500 mAh battery inside, and 120 watt fast charging support as well. Now, why this is second on my list is because the battery life, especially on this phone, is better than the POCO F6. Also, the camera performance, I actually preferred it over the POCO F6. The kind of pictures that the Realme captures is better than POCO. It's not like the phone doesn't have any cons. The one thing that I want to highlight, but it's not like a huge issue, is that it doesn't have a telephoto camera, because the next phone in this list has a telephoto and the Realme 12 Pro Plus has a 3x telephoto as well. But anyway, that's the compromise that you have to make for better performance, because Realme 12 Pro Plus has a Snapdragon 7s Gen 2, which is like nowhere compared to the 7 Plus Gen 3. Also, the GT60, just like the POCO F6, does come with pre-installed apps and has a couple of dark patterns, but Realme has definitely cleaned up the act a lot. Overall though, this is actually like a very easy recommendation to a lot of folks. And finally, the number one phone in this list is the Motorola Edge 50 Pro, second time in a row. Well, the Edge 50 Pro is the most premium, most well-balanced phone you can buy under 30,000 rupees. Now, if you want great performance, you've got the Realme GT60 and the POCO F6, right? But for premium features like IP rating, wireless charging, a 3x telephoto camera, and a great camera performance no less, well, the Edge 50 Pro is the best option. In fact, even the software experience is really good. We've actually been using this ever since it arrived. There are a few camera app bugs, but apart from that, we have not faced any stutters. So overall, the Edge 50 Pro continues to be impressive, and if you end up buying this phone, and for users who've been using this phone, I'm sure that they're pretty happy with the experience. If not, do let us know what the problems are with the phone in the comment section below. But of course, it's been more than a couple of months since the launch of this phone, and there hasn't been a single update to fix the problems that are present on the Edge 50 Pro. Hopefully it happens, fingers crossed. So this is the easiest list of best phones under 30,000 rupees that I've ever made. I had no confusion and I have total clarity on all the products that we've chosen for this list. Pick any one phone from this list and 100% satisfaction is guaranteed. But let's do something fun before I, end the video. Why don't you guys tell me, if you were to own a phone brand, what are the kind of specs that you would have inside a phone under rupees 30,000? What's your ideal 30,000 rupee phone? Take to the comments. Alright, that's it from me for this one. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.